Well, good morning. As you would have seen from the sign, you join me at Chad Lakes. Now, first things first, before we get going, before we even get down to the lake, over my shoulder, you will notice a dip. Before you get even anywhere near the fishery, just get your nets, your mats, your slings, what have you, give that a good dip, and then, like I say, make your way down the track towards the lake. So I want to just get that done now, get that all dipped, ready ahead of my session. And then, like I say, we can get down to the actual lake and have a look around, see what's there, see what's happening. By the looks of the car park, it's empty and it's just me here at the moment. So yeah, let's get going. Join me on a empty Chad Lakes. Now, I've been here sort of once or twice in the past, and it has been a bit of a bogey water for me, really. I think the last time I come down, I was with the Carp King, Chris Fennell, and he managed to nick two right at death's doors and save himself a blank. Whereas myself, I chased tried to chase fish around the lake and nothing materialised. But today, as you would have seen from the car park just a moment ago when I was dipping my nets, there's not a single car in sight. Now, that doesn't mean that there's going to be no one joining me in session over the next 36 hours, because I'll be very, very surprised if it remains this quiet. It's just that I've got here pretty much on gate opening at 7 AM, and the owners kindly let me in as he had to go out, and I've just come in, and obviously I'll go about my business. But yeah, you join me at an empty lake. So my plan of attack for the next 36 hours is to really try and get myself a fish out of this place. It's been doing a few bites of late, and you know, there are no real monsters in here, but I just wanted to get out and try and bag myself a few fish. As always in my videos, I go through why I've chosen my swim, you know, tactics, baiting tactics, and what I've just basically generally done over the next 36 hours. So I think what I'm going to do is just leave everything loaded on the barrow. I might even just set up a single rod, to be honest, and just go around whilst I've got the lake to myself and just have a little, you know, try and nick an early fish if I can. But for now, yeah, I'm just going to have a little look around the place, see what's happening, see if I can see any fish, any bubblers, anything like that. And take the morning how it comes until I start to hear or see other people arrive, and then I might choose a dedicated swim for the remainder of my session. So yeah, let's leave it there, and I'll come back to you a little later on once I've decided what I'm doing. Alright, so I've had a couple of little laps of the lake. Not really seen anything, to be honest. No fizzing or anything, apart from one little patch of plumes of bubbles when I first got into the fishery, just over to my right here, overhanging tree into the water. And like I say, I'll just see the odd little patches of bubbles coming up. And like I say, I've not seen anything else around. So what I'm going to do, I've got bits and pieces off the barrow. I've had a look at the weather, and we're not due any rain until sort of like 1 PM. So hopefully that holds off, and I can just basically maximise any opportunities that I get from seeing shows, or like I say, plumes of bubbles, or any indications of fish that are in different areas of the lake. So what I've done the last few minutes is just rig up a rod. All I need to do is obviously attach a rig and a lead, and I've got a real light little pear lead there. I've got a slip D rig tipped off with a krill and tuna, little white wafter just for the visual. I've literally just scooped a little handful of crushed 10 mils and a little bit of crumb over the top of the reeds, right on the edge of the overhanging tree. And there's just a little PVA walnut sized bag of sort of micro pellet, just my solid bag pellet really, nothing too heavy. And yeah, I'm just going to lower that down, walk it back, and just sit on it for an hour really, and see what happens. But really simple. This is what I like to do, you know, sort of just go around and dot myself around and try and go chasing bites. Like I say, depending on how busy the lake gets through the course of the day, obviously going into the night, etc. I probably will have to stick in the swim and adopt some different tactics. But for now, I'm going to try and nick myself an early bite, get this rig lowered down there, and see if we can snaffle one early doors. Well, that rod's been out sort of best part of half an hour or so. Nothing's really happened yet. I do apologise for any wind noise. This wind is picking up rather quickly, and later this afternoon it's meant to get up to like 40 miles an hour. But a bit of an update, I've literally seen 3 shows in the space of 30 seconds off this right hand side island. Obviously on the other side of that island, on the other one that obviously is split between that channel. So just quickly fling the camera around. So this island, the smallest island of the two, I've seen shows right off the corner of there, well basically all around the front of that island. So I'm thinking I might nip in under here in this swim so I can get to that channel and part of that island. I can still fish this margin if I wanted to, obviously just the other side of it, but there are 5 other people due down sort of within the next hour, I think. To be fair, I think they're meant to actually be here now, according to the owner, who's just walked her dog around for a quick chat. So I really need to make my decision about what I want to do, and based on that I haven't seen anything other than the little bubbles that were down on my right hand side. Obviously seeing them 3 shows in the space like 30 seconds on that little island, I think I need to probably just jump next door into the next swim. So I'm going to quickly chuck my stuff the other side of this tree and just suss out a plan of attack. So as you were seeing, I have both rods on the deck, just flipped over. I made a solid bag up, so I was going to be using it on the swim next door. But I thought, why not? Whilst I'm getting the brolly in that setup, because it's all picking up, I chucked it down the channel. 15 minutes later, spool starts spinning. I think I've probably caught my smallest ever tench. I hope that isn't a sign of things to come. But look at that, you can't even hold it, it's that small. All fingers. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'm not going to get plagued with the tench on the solid bags and obviously those little micro pellets that are inside. But like I say, I've got the brolly up now. I'm going to slip this one back and hopefully get the rod sorted properly, get a bit of bait out, spray a bit of bait down that channel across the corners of the island, and hopefully we can do away with these and get some proper sized fish on the mat. Well, it's 12 o'clock and nothing's really happened yet. The other guys, the other 5 guys that are due down, one's next to me and one's a little bit further down, so that's peg 1 and 2 taken, and I'm obviously in 3. I was the other side, obviously in number 4 this morning for an hour before I see them shows, but yeah, at the moment nothing's really happening apart from when I had obviously the rods upside down, just led on the deck whilst I was getting bits sorted. I had a tench on each rod. So other than that, I've not seen any more shows. Everything is set up, base camp set up, because it has been spitting on and off this morning, so I didn't really want to risk getting everything wet. So everything is set up, tucks up under there quite nicely, keeps me quite sheltered off this wind that is basically picking up as each hour passes. What have I done? So what I've done, left-hander is going out to kind of where I was thinking about fishing from the next swim, just off the island, and the right-hander has gone up the channel on a wafter, because obviously due to the Tench taking the 10mm baits, I decided to go obviously up to the normal sort of 15mm wafter hook bait to just try and deter them from picking that up. So one's gone down the channel and one out to the left. Fling the camera around, so yeah, one has gone down the channel, one has gone over to the island here, so here and here. What I've also done is just catapulted out probably 4 or 5 Ks, mixture of 10mm and 15mm over each rod, probably a little bit more than I would normally do to start off with on a session, just to try and nick a bite, just to the fact that the Tench were really active this morning, and yeah, I don't know how many of them they're gonna do away with before see any carp get around to the actual area. So that's the current state of play. The left-hand solid bag one I might recast shortly. I had a little indication on it about half an hour or so ago, and that's not materialised into anything, but it didn't go as bang tight as I really wanted it to, so I might redo that one in a minute, but I'm happy with where the right-handed one's gone for now, until something happens. What I'm also going to do is probably bait this margin here with some corn. I was speaking to the guy in peg number 1, and he come down for a socially distanced chat, and he tells me that he's had some success off this right hand margin by loading in the corn sort of in the evening time. So luckily I brought a tin of corn with me in me holdall, so I might just stick half a tin down there, and like I say, drop a rod on it maybe tonight, depending on what happens through the day. So that's the kind of update at the moment. I'm going to shut up now and, like I say, get this other rod sorted, but at least we've had a little bit of update as to where we are sort of 5 hours into the session. So fingers crossed we can like I say, nick one through the remainder of the day, but I'll come back to you a little bit later on. Rigs, bait, blah blah blah, the usual, and yeah, we'll go from there. So let's try and catch ourselves a fish. So it looks like here comes that heavy rain that we were forecast for the next few hours. Just gonna wait now for these 40-mile-an-hour winds to arrive. Hopefully not, but yeah, looks like I'm going to be brolly bound for the next few hours. Not gonna lie though, I'll take a fish if it means getting wet through. So the first fish of the session, taken from the channel with the triple M wafter, straight down the middle of the channel with, like I say, 4 or 5 catties over the top of it, and yeah, this one has rattled off. Look at this fish, mega scaly one. Well happy with that one. Both sides absolutely immaculate. It's giving me a right scrap on the mat, but he didn't really do anything whilst out in open water. Once he was in the net, he tried to take off with that as well. So yeah, angry little fish. Look at that, proper scaly one. My first Chad fish in a very long time. Happy days. Right, with the rod in and obviously just re-baited back up and ready to go, I thought it'd be an ideal time really just to show you the rig that nailed that fish, and a rig that I use pretty much everywhere, and sort of like what I'm using on this session now. This venue has a leader ban, so as always I opt for a leg clip system. It's basically the quarter session pack, so you get tubing, lead clip sleeve, and that allows you to fish basically obviously lead clip style. The sleeve just pops over the lead clip as so. You pop your lead onto the hook. This one's just slightly nicked on, and that's your lead clip setup. What I'm using underneath the lead clip is just a quick change swivel, which allows me to hook on my hook link and then put a real short anti-tangle sleeve over the top, and that keeps your rig in place. This session I'm opting to use the slip D rig. I use it pretty much 99% of the time, where I can basically, where it allow me to fish on the bottom. So this is about 7 inches long. Between that channel I'm not really getting that much of a drop, but it's not really that much resistance when I'm reeling in the lead. It's just a little bit soft on the silt side. It's a bit choddy down there, obviously with a lot of leaves around the lake, and obviously a lot of, you know, trees and stuff like that on both islands, and, you know, bits of shrubbery and stuff. So there's a lot of debris on the bottom of that lake bed. Now as I'm firing this straight down the middle of the channel, I'm using a 20-pound semi-stiff material, the Jackal, in 20-pound. Obviously that just gives it the kick away. I've put a little bit of PVA foam around the shank of the hook, just to stop the bait, the wafter in flight, wrapping around the shank of the hook, because basically that's just going to stop the efficiency of the rig, the hooking potential of the rig. I've got a triple N wafter on there, and just from sort of this morning I've just mixed it up a bit and cut a little quarter slow sinking dumbbell in half, and just tipped the wafter off with that. So just giving the bait a little bit more visual aspect. I believe they like a bit of corn in here, and once this one is amongst obviously all of the free offerings that are down there, that just gives them that little bit more of a sighter, that little bit slightly different about this bait than obviously the rest of the baits out there. As you know, I catted out sort of 5 catties of mixed 10 and 15 mil krill and tuna and triple N, so this one's going to be sort of match the hatch amongst them, just with that little yellow topper as the difference amongst the rest. But that's what done me the fish. I need to get that back out onto the spot amongst those 2 channels, and yeah, fingers crossed we can nab another one throughout the rest of the day. Oh, that was a little result, wasn't it? Fish straight out that channel from nowhere, really. No indications or nothing, just literally one toner. So the rain has properly moved in now. That shower earlier didn't really come of anything, but just had a rumble of thunder over the back of me. I quickly had the solid bag in, changed it to a lead clip setup, basically exactly the same as what's on the rod I've just shown you, but changed to a krill and tuna bottom bait with a pink slow sinking sort of quarter dumbbell chopped in half, just tipped off with that. Really just not feeling the solid bags on this session. I don't know if it's, I don't know really, they're coming in with a bit of silt, like, you know, a bit of muck on them from the retrieve. I don't know, just not feeling it. So I've changed the rod over to match what's on the other rod that's just done me the bite, and as I just put out that rod from the fish, one literally nutted off to the left hand island just off the corner of that. So I did put out a few catties of bait around that area a little bit earlier on, so I decided to chuck that rod over there. There's no one down to this left hand side of me, so there's a lot of free water and I can get to it from my swim without causing too many problems. So I decided to chuck one over there for the next few hours, see if that brings anything. Like I say, there was a bosh over there, so you never know, there might be a few fish down in that area just because there's no angling pressure. So don't know if you can hear now, but that rain is proper kicked up. Just flip this camera around, it's proper belting it down now. Like I say, there was a rumble of thunder moments ago as well, so looks like I probably am going to be brolly bound this time by the sounds of that thunder and the looks of that rain. So I might get a little bit of lunch on the go. Not eating today, and I'm a little bit peckish from all the excitement of that fish, obviously. But yeah, as this rain's starting to pelt it down, I'm going to grab some grub, and yeah, that's just a little update for you really. What's kind of what I've just changed in the last 5-10 minutes. So let's hope it works. Let's hope it bags me another fish. But for now, I'm just going to make a quick bite to eat, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later on in the evening. Well, evening everyone. We have had an uneventful sort of afternoon really. At the moment, still on that one fish, but I want to look to change it up a little bit. I just don't know if that left hand rod is going to do anything, to be quite honest with you. Like I said, I swapped it over to a wafter earlier because I just weren't feeling the solid bags. Typically, as you know, I showed you that little snippet where it was just the rain was starting to come down. Literally, just as it was about to die down, I had another bloody tench again, and yeah, luckily the rain had really just eased off. Otherwise, I would have got absolutely wet through. But what I'm thinking for this evening is keeping the rod down the channel, and then moving that rod that I'm just not feeling into my right hand margin. I baited it up earlier. I used a tin of the Baytech Super Sweet Corn. I got that in a sort of like the top tray of my bucket. I'll turn the camera around. So yeah, I got that in there. Just chucked a handful of pellet in there just so it's all mushy and horrible. Then I put some 10mm boilies in there as well, just really small bits and pieces basically, just to keep them grubbing around. Then I put a good sort of half a tin, you know, a good 3-4 handfuls down there, a good few hours ago now. And like I said, I just scooped it all up and down sort of like a metre or so off this reed line, and just like literally just scooped it out in front of me. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is bring that rod in, dunk it down in the margin, you know, till an hour into dark at least, for the rest of the sort of as the evening progresses, just in case they're going to move in, mooch in and get in the margins. And like I say, keep the other one out down that channel. Just going to basically redo both rods, but that's my thinking anyway. See if I can nick myself an extra bonus fish for now. Not really seen anything else happening for the time being, so I'm going to crack on, get these rods sorted, and then like I say, hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll nick us an extra fish. So as you can tell from the faded light levels, it's yeah, starting to get on now. It's only 9:30, so within the next half hour, 45 minutes, it's going to be dark. Nothing's happened, although the fish have come alive. Now they have been showing to my left, where funnily enough I had a rod, and there we go. Classic example. One is just boshed out basically in the area where there is no angling pressure. So I'm half inclined to have this margin rod in and stick it over there. I've seen a good 3 or 4 shows now in that section of water where yeah, typically I had a rod and nothing happened all day, and basically now it looks like the fish have arrived in that water and are happily showing themselves to me and yeah, mugging me off really. So I'm thinking about getting this right hand side margin rod in. I don't know if I'm really feeling it, to be honest. I might just get up if nothing happens through the night after I've swapped the rod back over to the left hand side. If nothing happens through the night over there, I will be up at first light just to keep an eye on this margin really, and see if I can see any fizzing, anything like that. See if anything's got in there in these sort of early hours of the morning. But yeah, I think I'm going to get the margin rod in, quickly get it rigged up, just whack it out over to the corner of the island and where I've seen these fish, and I think that's, like I say, then I can just leave it and sit on it for the night and hope that something happens. It's quite fresh still, with that slight breeze that's on the water. It's still fresh, like I say, only a slight breeze, nothing like it was earlier. But yeah, I'm kind of wishing that I put me thicker jacket on rather than this one, because yeah, it is a bit on the chilly side. But I'm going to shut up rabbiting now. I want to get this margin rod in, give that one a flick back over to where it was originally, and yeah, settle in for the night. So hopefully I'll catch you through the night. Fingers crossed, all being well and good. But if not, it will be the morning. So yeah, let's leave it there. Let's get myself sorted. Well, good morning. A little after 6 o'clock, and yeah, I've probably been awake for the last hour or so. And yeah, the fish have been really active this morning. Probably seen close to 10 shows, pretty much over my hook baits, and just all around, sort of, you know, the channel area, all around the front of this island, even sort of over to my left where there obviously are no lines. And yeah, I've been sat on that for like an hour now, and yeah, nothing has materialised. So I've kind of forced my hand as such. I've had both rods in, fresh rigs, and something a little bit more visual down there. Got the Juice 10mm wafters. They might get the attention of the Tench, but amongst that dark silt down on the lake bed, you know, it's going to be standing out, it's going to be there, it's going to be in their face, and it's not going to be, as like I say, as heavy as the sort of, you know, full on as the 15mm wafters. So gone with 2 yellows, a yellow on each one, like I say, nice and bright, and we're just going to see what happens really. But yeah, they've been really active this morning, and yeah, I'm just sat there scratching my head like we do sometimes, wondering why they haven't gone yet. So bosh, 1 cast on each rod, both gone exactly where I wanted them to go. And yeah, I'm just going to sit on that for the next hour or so, see what happens. I might even go for a little stalk. I say stalk, but I might even just obviously go into the sort of area where there are no lines and just chuck out a couple of rods if it does slow up sort of today, just to try and force something, try and force another bite. But yeah, we'll play that by ear. But really quiet night. Nothing to report at all from myself. I don't know about obviously the other guys around the lake, but yeah, we'll leave it there. I'm going to get another brew on the go, and I'll catch up with you later on this morning once I've decided what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. Right, so as you would have just seen, I am on the move. I'm getting itchy feet. I'm just not feeling it over there at the moment. You know, I've got about, I don't know, 10, 11 hours to try and nick myself an extra fish or two. And yeah, I'm just not feeling it where I'm now, like I say, where I'm currently plotted up. I've come round the bank to basically like one side of the lake that's had no angle and pressure over the last 24 hours or so. And yeah, as soon as I've walked around there, I've seen one pretty much come out just off the corner of the island to my left. So I think what I'm going to do is chuck a bait out sort of just off the island, and I'm just going to walk down the bank, lower one in sort of like a couple of rod lengths off the edge, and just walk it back. I brought nothing with me apart from 2 rods, landing net and a mat, and obviously the camera. So I'm hoping just to sit on this for a couple of hours, see what materialises. worst comes to worst, just before it's due to rain later this afternoon, I can quickly just nip back round, pack up the rest of the gear and come and sit round, just like I say, just come and sit round under the brolly round here. But yeah, enough chattering from me. Let's get these rods sorted, get these rods out and see if we can nick ourselves a bonus fish. And the move has paid off. Literally, nice mirror in the mat, nice mirror in the net even. Oh, I've never had a scrap under my rod tip like it. Initial one toner, spool spinning, obviously inside the mat, lifted into it, got it right under the rod tip, and it probably took me a best part of 10 minutes to get it actually to surface, to be able to even get the net under it. Obviously I need to deal with this fish now, but whilst literally I'll just scoop this one out, another fish is just bosh in that sort of alcove area, and that rod won't even tie in there. So I need to get this rod sorted, get this fish out on the mat. I'll show you some footage, and then I need to get back round there, get some bits and get it straight back out. Look at this one, nice one, a bit bigger than the other one. Yeah, happy days. Upper double. Some real nice scale patterns on this tail end. Like I say, give me a really good account of itself underneath the rod tip. Could tell it was a better one. The way it was just hugging bottom and not coming up. But yeah, look at that one. Mega happy with that one. Flip it around, show the other side. It looks like, check that out on the mat. I'm not using tigers, and that hasn't just dropped out the tree, but yeah, looks like it's been on the tiger nuts. Because yeah, my rig has got a tiger nut pop-up on it, or a triple N nutty base pop-up. But yeah, look at that one. Just excreted that over the mat. This size just as equally as pretty. Really clean fish. Mega happy with this. Yeah, look at that. Banging. Happy days. Slip it back, get that rod sorted. Like I say, it was still boshing out just as I landed this one. And hopefully we can nick one or two more before home time. Right, so as you can see behind me, barrow's loaded, which means I've been around, packed up all my gear and brought it around onto this bank where I'm probably going to fish for the duration of the session. You would have saw, obviously I had that fish not that long ago as well, making the most of seeing them shows and getting on the fish and putting a bait out amongst them. But doing that, I did make a little rig change. I wasn't 100% confident that the wafters were probably doing what they should be doing, so I changed it up a little bit and decided to fish sort of like a Ronnie for the first time. Ronnie rig, spinner rig, however you wanna call it. It's basically done me a fish. So, and it was proper nailed. Excuse me, hay fever's playing up today. But yeah, it wasn't coming out, that's for certain. All I've done is just lengthened the boom just so that comes down a lot slower and a lot more sort of natural, just so it's resting on any bottom debris. And I'm just finishing that rig off with a bit of rig foam so that you know, it is popped up right and it's not going in, diving in or anything, and that is balanced out with the tiniest bit of putty so that is just prime for a bite. So I'm going to get this one foamed up with a bit of a PVA nugget, get that back out amongst the area. I've already put a couple of catties of bait out, just sprayed them around, obviously boilies. I just want them to come in and pick them up one by one rather than being tight with it, so just putting them out on the corner of that island, and yeah, hopefully it'll do me another fish. So let's go and get this one out. Well, what a result. So obviously, you know, I had my right hand rod of the two out to the island. I had my left hander. I walked it down 2 swims, underarmed it over next to an overhanging tree, switched the rig up, put it on another Ronnie rig, and this time put it on a yellow a pink triple N pop-up, 10 freebies around it, and this one is just hooped the rod round. Absolutely, I mean hooped it round. It was, I don't know, I think it was trying to dig a tunnel through the far margin bank, to be quite honest with you. It was absolutely savage. I had to walk down the 2 swims with the rod up high, picking the net up, chucking it down high, chucking it down, because yeah, it just wasn't coming out from underneath that tree. And this is a reward. Immaculate common, mega scrap. I haven't weighed the other 2, but I am going to weigh this one just out of curiosity, because it is a nice clean common. Look at this one. I wonder it fought like mad. The actual tail on it is huge. But look at that for a bar of Chad Gold. Really nice clean fish. Mega happy with this one. Look at the tail on it. Absolute paddle. The other side is literally, the other side is just as clean. Really nice condition fish. Not a scale out of sight. This is where it goes mental and flicks water all over the camera lens. He's still got loads of fight in him. Another epic battle underneath the rod tips. He did not want to come in. Oh yeah, look at that. Mega bar of gold. Well happy with that. Obviously the move is paid off twice now, and still got a number of hours left to go. So I'm going to quickly weigh this one up, slip him back, get that rod back out. Wow, what a nice turn up for the books that was. Glasses off, absolutely covered from the fish splashing me. But let's walk and talk whilst we're doing things. Rod in hand, loaded back up, fresh bait, a little bit of foam just to protect it on the way down, and 10 triple M boilies in my hoodie pocket just to scatter around the hook bait once I just flick it out. So I'm going to turn the camera around, pop it down on the tripod, flick this bait out, and then I'm going to have to walk it back down to the actual swim and get it led on, get it stood up in the mat, hopefully for another bite. Fingers crossed, see if we can nip one more. Rod's back out in position, hopefully to maybe nick another one before we go. But I just wanted to talk to you really about what I've done since I've moved around from the corner. Obviously I knew that fish were in sort of this third of the lake as such, well this side of the island. You know, I didn't want to go thrashing it with a lead or anything like that. I just wanted to get a bait out there that was going to land presentable amongst this sort of really sticky, stodgy silt and be primed for a bite. So obviously I switched it up and went to the Ronnie rigs. What I've done is just basically opted to put a match the hatch on one, pop-up wise, and a triple N pink special on the other one. So I've just got a pot of triple N's there, mixed colours, that I can basically just pick and choose whichever colour I fancy really. So yeah, I went for, like I say, match the hatch on the one directly out to the island, and a pink special down to the left hand margin. It's just quite a dark, dingy little margin really. You know, it's all sort of like the trees overhanging, and you know, it's just in a corner that doesn't see sort of masses of sunlight, so that pink one would stand out amongst that all that debris on the bottom. So so yeah, that's what I opted for hook bait wise. And then all I've done was basically triple end shelf lives, swear by the shelf lives, don't use anything else, just for the fact that they're easy to just grab and go. And all I was doing was just counting out 10, 15, I've got 15 mils and 10 mils just mixed in there, but all I was just doing was counting out 10 baits from the bag and just popping out catapult, just wherever they land, like I say, because they're boilies. I just want them to come in and just pick one up, move to the next, pick one up. There are 10 of them around the right hand one, and then like I say, same again down in the corner, just hand thrown them 10 in and around the hook bait. Don't really care where they land, like I say, they're boilies, and I just want them to come and pick them off one by one. So like I say, I already knew they were here. There was no need to go ploughing out loads of bait. It was just about getting the bait in the right place, a few free offerings just for them to come in and mooch around and get their heads amongst. And then yeah, like I say, a nice sharp hook and a bait that was presenting the hook bait prime for a bite. So both rods, like I say, are back out. Fingers crossed we can nick another one. But it's funny how you can go from, you know, a bit deflated, not really feeling it, wondering if that's your only sort of bite of the session, to then, like I say, just changing one thing or just moving on to some fish, and then yeah, so like I say, having a hat trick of fish and adding 2 more to your tally in the space of a few hours. Yeah, it's funny how you go from sort of 0 to hero in such a short space of time. So really happy with that so far. I would like another one, not gonna lie, going to be greedy, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see over the course of the sort of next 3 or 4 hours. So I'm going to leave it there. Battery is slowly starting to drain on the camcorder, so I'm going to keep that. Like I say, hopefully some more fish, if not for the sort of outro piece of the video, so stay tuned. Right, as you can probably hear, and as you just saw, it is raining, and yeah, typically the left hand rod hoops round again, and yeah, got another one in the net. Much little one this time, much smaller, but even still, just as they want to get in really into that margin when they've been hooked. Great scrap sort of, you know, on the initial take, and like again, I had to make my way down the bank with the rod up high, reeling down into it, and then like keeping it low just to tease it out from underneath that tree. But yeah, typically raining, I think I'm gonna have to whip this hoodie off, put my jacket on, and yeah, keep the camera under the brolly. I'll get it out on the net, get it out on the mat, sorry, we'll have a quick look at it. But yeah, it's no world record breaker. It's a nice little mirror, but again, just another one for the tally chart. So that's 4 fish now, and obviously 3 since I've moved into this section of water. So things are looking up. I'm still seeing them show out in front of me as well, which is encouraging. So there's always time to even possibly nick another one. But yeah, let's shut up now. Let's get the fish out on the mat, have a quick look at it, get it back, get that rod back down there. Right, so here we go then. Smallest one of the 4 so far. Like I say, give me a great little scrap down on that, down from that margin spot, and that rain is proper coming down now, and I'm getting drenched. Camera's under the brolly, but yeah, another one for my efforts, another one for moving, taking on the pink triple M pop-up on the Ronnie rig down in that bottom left hand corner. Time to slip it back because I am getting drenched. Thank God it's 20 degrees tomorrow. Get this lot dried out. Look at that. Lashing down. In a little under 40 minutes, that will be the end of my 36-hour session. Just as the rain sort of slowly starts dying off, I thought I'd get the camera out and just say, yeah, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching as always. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Those of you that tuned in last night, it was good to catch up with some of you. But yeah, pretty much everything is on the barrow as it was earlier. I've had a bit of a tidy up because I literally just chucked it in. Chucked it on the barrow and made my way around here, to be fair, so it was a bit of a mess, but yeah, that's all now sorted out within reason. Obviously going to be a bit of a wet pack down, so I will have the mat and the brolly and mat behind me and the sling and whatever else to dry off tomorrow. But yeah, luckily it's a nice 20-degree day, so that'll be yeah, that'll be perfect for drying out all the kit. But yeah, as always, like I say, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, leave me a comment below, give me a thumbs up if you like it, obviously thumbs down if you don't. I have worked quite hard for the fish that I've caught on this session, and thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, as always, like I say, look after yourselves, stay safe, look after one another, and I will be back out on the bank on Monday, so stay tuned into my social media. I am going for a day session, so yeah, stay tuned in, keep up to date, and there'll be another little video hopefully from that session as well in the very near future. So until then, take it easy, I'll speak to you all soon.